What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I get this question all the time. How do you film your POV motorcycle content? Seriously, it's probably the #1 question in my DMs and comments. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you everything my entire setup, from the cameras I use to the specific mounts, settings, and even the little tricks I've learned along the way to get that smooth, immersive footage you see in my videos. Whether you're a seasoned rider looking to start vlogging or just curious about the behind the scenes, you've come to the right place. Let's dive right in. First things first, let's talk about the heart of the operation, the camera. For years, my go-to has been the GoPro. Right now, I'm using the GoPro HERO11 Black. Why GoPro? For me, it comes down to 3 things: durability, image quality, and stabilization. These things are built like tiny tanks. They can handle vibrations, wind, rain, and the occasional bug splatter without missing a beat. The image quality, especially in 4K and even 5.3K, is just phenomenal for such a small device. But the real game changer is the hyper-smooth stabilization. It's so good that it makes bumpy roads look like freshly paved tracks. It's almost like having a professional gimbal built right in, which is essential for watchable motorcycle footage. Now, you can't just tape a camera to your helmet and call it a day. The mount is just as important as the camera itself for getting that perfect POV shot. My primary setup, the one you see most often, is a chin mount. I use a dedicated, model-specific mount from a brand called Chin Mounts. They create custom mounts that perfectly fit the contours of specific helmet models. This is crucial because it ensures the camera is secure, stable, and perfectly centered. A generic strap-on mount can work, but they often wobble, shift, and can obstruct your visor. A custom-fit mount is a solid, one-piece solution that feels like it's part of the helmet. It gives you that true first-person perspective, showing your dashboard, your hands on the bars, and the road ahead exactly as I see it. It's the most immersive angle you can get. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Camera settings. This is where you can really elevate your footage from just another GoPro video to something cinematic. I almost always shoot in 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. Why not 60 fps? While 60 fps is great for slow motion, 30 FPS gives a slightly more natural, less video gamey look, and the file sizes are more manageable. The most important setting, though, is the field of view, or FOV. I use the Super View setting. Super View takes a 4:3 aspect ratio sensor image and dynamically stretches it to a 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio. For motorcycling, this is perfect. It captures a huge vertical range, so you see the gauges and the sky, while also giving you that wide, expansive view of the road. It really enhances the feeling of speed and immersion. For stabilization, I always have Hypersmooth on. Usually set to boost, this is the highest level of stabilization and it crops in on the image slightly. But the trade-off is worth it for buttery smooth footage. On a motorcycle, you're dealing with constant engine, vibrations, and road imperfections, and Boost just irons all of that out. Another pro tip: lock your shutter speed. I often set my shutter speed to be double my frame rate. So, for 30 fps, I'll lock the shutter at 1/60th of a second. This requires using ND filters, which are like sunglasses for your camera lens. By controlling the amount of light coming in, an ND filter allows you to maintain that lower shutter speed even on bright, sunny days. This creates a natural-looking motion blur that makes the video feel much more dynamic and professional. Without it, every frame is perfectly sharp, which can look jittery and unnatural at speed. Audio is half the experience, right? The raw, unfiltered sound of the engine, the wind, the exhaust note hits what makes motorcycle content so visceral. The built-in GoPro microphone is okay, but it's terrible at handling wind noise. Once you get above 30 miles per hour, all you hear is a deafening roar. To fix this, I use the GoPro Media Mod. This is an official accessory that wraps around the camera and adds a built-in directional microphone with a foam windscreen. It also, crucially, gives you a 3.5mm mic jack. For the absolute best audio, I plug an external lavalier microphone into this jack and run the wire inside my helmet. Placing the mic capsule right in front of my mouth, taped to the inside of the chin bar. This setup gives you two things: crystal clear narration when I'm talking, and it also picks up the deep, rich sound of the engine because the helmet itself acts as a resonance chamber capturing those bass tones that are often lost to the wind. But I don't just use one camera. To make my videos more engaging, I use multiple angles. Let's talk about power. Action cameras are notorious for having short battery lives. Usually around 60 to 90 minutes of continuous recording in 4K. That's not enough for a long ride. Carrying a pocket full of spare batteries is one option, but swapping them out on the side of the road is a pain. My solution is to power the camera externally. I run a USB-C cable from the camera, tucked neatly along the helmet and down my jacket, to a USB power bank in my pocket or tank bag. A 10,000 mAh power bank can keep the GoPro running for an entire day of riding. Just make sure you're using a weather-resistant door on the camera that allows for cable access while keeping the elements out. This way, I can just hit record at the start of my ride and not worry about the battery dying mid-adventure. So, to recap the whole process, my main camera is a GoPro Hero 1 on a custom chin mount. Shooting in 4K 30f Super View with Hyper Smooth on boost, I use an ND filter to lock my shutter speed for natural motion blur. Audio is captured with an external mic inside my helmet plugged into the Media Mod. For B-roll, I use a second GoPro with various clamp or suction mounts. And for all-day power, I run a cable to a power bank. It sounds like a lot, but once you have it all set up, it becomes second nature. You just hop on the bike, press one button, and you're ready to capture your ride. And that's it. That is my complete formula for creating the POV motorcycle videos you see on this channel. It's a setup I've refined over thousands of miles and countless hours of filming. It's not the only way to do it, but it's what works best for me to create high-quality, immersive, and engaging content. I hope this behind-the-scenes look was helpful for you. If you have any questions about specific gear or settings, drop them in the comments below. I do my best to read and reply to all of them. Thank you so much for watching, for all the support, and for being part of this amazing community. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ride safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.